Hi there, CIS101. I will try to keep this short and sweet. We're continuing our social media theme this week. And I know you might think like, what else is there to learn? Oh my gosh, so much. And in Zoom this week, we're gonna play a game. So you need to come prepared to Zoom with a technology related news article. So it needs to be something you can look at the tech news link that is in the class and find something there. It might be something you heard on social media. I don't know. You need to know enough about it, or at least to have it handy so that you can do a quick summary. And by quick, I mean really quick. So just to give an idea of what the article's about. So come to Zoom with a tech related article. Okay, something in tech news that's recent, not something like 10 years old, something that happened, let's say within the last year. Okay, there's lots and lots of stuff. So that'll be interesting. Are you wondering what that's for? I'm not going to tell you. You'll have to show up to find out. All right, let's jump into our class this week. Let me do a screen share, show you what's up, and then let you get to it. So this week, we're going to continue, like I said, social media. So I didn't really change the message here because it's pretty close to the same thing. I might edit it a little bit, but jump down to week 3. And what we're going to do is have you start with the checklist. That's always a place to start. This is the video you're watching. And I'm going to give you some choices. And so if you go to this TED Talk link, it's going to open up in a new window. And there's tons of talks, but these are specifically ones that have to do with social media. Okay. Now, if you go down, you'll see the dates, and there's actually been some added fairly recently, but you'll see the dates and probably pick something in the first page. Like this is 2017. Don't go much older than that, but there's lots of them here. You can look at the next page, but kind of we want something that's current. Although some of these are still pretty relevant. That's a good one, this boredom one. Anyhow, I don't want to get sidetracked, but what you're going to do is you're going to watch a couple of these TED Talks. Okay, so pick maybe 2 that you think are really interesting to you and watch them. I should look because here's the assignment, issues in social media. So I should actually read this, what I said. I think I want you to pick, 2 videos from the first page. Although now that the 2021 videos are coming out, some of the 2017 videos are getting pushed to the second page. Don't really go older than 2017. So you're going to watch 2 of those videos. And then the assignment for this is that you're going to come here and post some information about the videos. So you need to be able to say what the video is about and include the link to the video. And make sure you make it a live link. I'm going to put something in here. I'm going to edit this because I don't see it, about how to make a live link in Moodle that opens in its own window. Somebody should be able to read your post, click the link, and have it open up in a new window so they can see the video. Okay. So I'll make sure to put that link in here. And you're going to reply. You're going to do this by Sunday. And then by next Tuesday, and I'll remind you next week about this, reply to at least 3 other people. Okay, so there's some guidelines there. That's a really interesting one. I'm always curious to see what people pick because there's so many different choices. But try to watch at least one of them before you come to Zoom this week. That'll be your goal. Anyhow, back down here in the Learn, we're going to look at, again, some other ways to use Twitter. So there's some academic ways to use Twitter. These 2 are the same thing. One's a PDF version, one's a website version, but they're both the same thing, okay? And then something about how to use hashtags, because there are some really good ways. And like if you're an Instagrammer, you know, like you put a million hashtags on there, right? But in Twitter, it's a little bit different because you don't have that much space. So how to use hashtags, a quick and simple guide. It's a Hootsuite article. It's pretty useful. Okay, and then down here, issues in social media discussion. That's what we talked about. Let's take a look at this Let's Tweet article, or Let's Tweet assignment. So you set up a Twitter account. You're starting to follow 50. And if you're not finished with that, please continue with it. Okay, make sure you get that posted. I'll give you till the end of this week, a little bit of an extension, because you need to not just follow the 50, but probably for at least 3 or 4 days, you need to read through what's being posted with those follow 50, okay? So if you need a little extra time to get that done, go ahead. I'd rather have you get a good look at it than to try to rush and get it posted. So anyhow, but now you got to start tweeting, like you have to start contributing. So what are we going to contribute? That's always the big question. Well, this week I give you an idea. There's 3 different kinds of tweets. Okay. One, you're going to share an interesting article or resource that relates to tech. So I'm already having you look up tech news, right? So that could be one of them. You could tweet that. The other one is you're going to ask a question about something related to technology. And the third one, you're going to reply to something posted by someone on your follow 50 list. So that's a little freaky for some people, but I can't tell you how many people I know, how many students have had somebody reply to them, like somebody wrote an article or whatever it is, and they've gotten a reply from that person. So if you ask a good question, if you make a good comment, somebody might actually respond to that. So you have to include our class hashtag. Our class hashtag is BVC CIS101. Okay, you have to put it in that way, no spaces. Uppercase, lowercase doesn't really matter. I always put all the hashtags in lowercase. And then at least 2 other relevant tags. So that's why that other article is useful. It'll help you pick tags that will maximize the information in your post. That's a good way of putting it. And then what you're going to do is come to this form. Okay, so I'm going to click the link, open the form. It just opened up a second ago. Come on, you can do it. My Google Drive stuff's been a little bit twitchy today, and I'm not actually sure why. Well, we'll come back to that. We'll let that spin its wheels. But there's a form, and on the form there's a video, and the video shows you how to copy the link, how to get the right information. And pretty much it's just 1, 2, 3. You're just going to copy in your link, and you're going to copy in your tweet. So that way when you submit it, yeah, for some reason this is hanging up. When you submit it, I can just read through it and find it. Are we here? Here we are. Okay, so here's some tips right here. Here's the video that shows how to copy the text and the URL of the link, so please watch that. Your name, last name, tweet 1, tweet 2, tweet 3. That's all that is. Simple, huh? But the trick is you got to do the tweet. And so let me go back here. The one last thing that there will be in week 3, bouncing around a little bit, is the Zoom discussion. And we've got the dates, and I think everybody is signed up. I'm pretty sure when I looked, but if you haven't signed up yet, click here. All right. And what you're going to do out of this, and when you come to Zoom, we'll talk about this, is you're going to post an insight that comes from your conversations. Okay. So don't worry about that part. I'll talk about that when we're in Zoom. And just to let you know, let me stop sharing because that's all there is for this week. Look on the Zoom chat channel because the pinned message shows how to connect. And I'll have the room open probably 10 minutes ahead of time. I've got a really busy Zoom. I'm looking at my schedule up here. I got a super busy Zoom schedule this week. It's a little crazy. But I'll try to open the room about 10 minutes ahead of time if you want to jump in. And I'll post the slides that we're going to use so that you have those as a reference, okay? So it's going to be a really fun and interesting week, but it's a participation week. Participate in Zoom, participate in Twitter, get that follow 50 done. And I'm curious what you're going to look at on the social media issues because there's lots of good ones. All right, have a good night.